Okay team, and welcome to a market breakdown for the week ahead. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, but I keep telling myself, I've had it written down in my notes, I need to get back onto these. Not just for you guys, but it helps me a lot as well, just to go over my weekly breakdown and what overall idea I'm looking at higher time frame wise to see what we've got going on for the upcoming week. Obviously today's Friday, so we've still got a lot of price action to play out, but with these market breakdowns, I look at the market and explain to you where I think the market's going to be going with the week ahead based on the weekly and daily and stuff like that. So we're not going into lower time frames and getting into anything crazy. It's just higher time frame, look over the news, what we've got going on. And yeah, I just want to get back into it. I want to try and get back into a rhythm of doing everything that I did originally promise with the Discord. So, and this is the only thing I haven't kept up with out of everything. I have been super busy though we all know, we've all been really pushing forward with everything we've been doing lately. So everyone, all members, all academy members, all traders, everyone at the minute so far this year is doing really fucking well, and passing challenges and getting payouts and whatever else. So it's really good to see. So 2026 is looking like a really good year for everybody. But okay, it's Friday today. So like I said, welcome back to a market breakdown for the week ahead. We've got some news at 12:30 and 2 o'clock. So we're just going to see how that plays out. But like I said, we're looking for next week. Next week looks fucking heavy. I didn't even realise that. So next week got a really heavy week. Yeah, so just making sure that is next week. So Monday and Tuesday we are pretty clear, and then Wednesday, Thursday we are very heavy. Europe wise, UK wise, and America wise. We've got FOMC next week and PPI as well. So a lot of news coming out next week. So yeah, we've got to be very careful of those days. I do actually need to screenshot that anyway. So let me screenshot that because I've got to upload. So I need to upload that into the group. What the fuck? Why does that keep doing that? 1 sec. So let's get that screenshot for the week. Okay, let's close that down. Right, so coming in, I can open that a bit. Right, so coming into the markets, obviously nowadays I'm only literally trading these 4 pairs now. So we've really lowered our pairs and what we trade. I say really, I've only literally just took gold off, and I did mess about with some other pairs last year as well, some other indices and stuff like that. But I've moved down now to EU, GU, Nasdaq, and the S&P 500, and the reason being, for Forex, EU and GU they correlate. They're probably the best moving pairs, i.e. with market structure and with news and just in general, especially for London session, these are your 2 known go-to pairs. And then the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 are literally just like EU and GU in a sense. They correlate very strongly. If anything, they're stronger than these two. They literally move exactly the same, so you can really help you predict where the market's going. So I use those two. So this is basically my London pairs to trade, and then this is my New York session pairs to trade. Obviously, sometimes we can mix between the two and use a Nasdaq and S&P within London and vice versa, but just for a simplicity side of things, they're your London pairs, they're your New York pairs, but you can switch between them. So yeah, these are our pairs. So EU is currently dumping, and we've taken out all this liquidity I've had marked at. Yeah, fucking hell. So really, we are literally just looking to come lower on EU now. So there's not really much else to look at. We've got these liquidity down here. So if we close below here, weekly wise, we'll have to look at, we could expect some sort of retracement, but we are overall looking to come down to these lows now, especially if we break below these levels here. Because this, if you look on the higher time frame, this could be an accumulation. Then we've got a manipulation. I'll just use that one. Should we switch that to there? And now we could be getting our distribution. So that could be our simple what's it called, power of 3 move. accumulation, manipulation, distribution to the downside. So that is something we could be looking at on the higher time frame. So yeah, I am overall expecting price to push down and take out lows as just a continuation. We have a range here where we could expect some sort of pullback next week and then push to continue to the downside. And I'm guessing that is going to be the same on EU and on GU as well. We've manipulated to the upside and now we are distributing to the downside. Our next liquidity target is here. But overall, I am expecting price to come below this 50% of this higher time frame range weekly, monthly and weekly. But yeah, I'm expecting GUs once again to come down. We do have a demand zone sitting here, so we do need to be vigilant of that. But overall, we are expecting price to come down, and we could once again fill come up. This gap has been filled, but we still could retrace before continuing to the downside. So we are looking for something like that. Daily wise, we haven't actually broke daily structure yet. So EU has broke the daily lows, GU hasn't. So the EU is the much bearish pair at the minute, so it's stronger in terms of being bearish. GU is obviously stronger in the terms of being bullish, so just because it hasn't broke these lows, but I am expecting GU to take out these lows at some point and then just continue down. So yeah, going over into the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 at the minute, the last long time, has been consolidating, so it's been quite messy, especially the last few months. Weeks, months, whatever. It's been very, very choppy. No clear direction when, in the grand scheme of things, we are normally very clean. We get the odd consolidation areas, but yeah, at the minute is no clear direction. There's not much to pinpoint at the minute, but we have taken out liquidity lows. These are 4 hourly, I believe, 4 hourly, and yeah, that's an hourly low there. So we've taken out, that was a target from yesterday. So we've taken out. And now I'm expecting price to come down to here. If this gets taken, then I'm expecting price to come down to here. So, yeah, we are bearish pretty much. And if we're looking at this range here, we come very deep above the 50%, and now we are reacting to come to the downside. So we are bearish on the Nasdaq, and then the S&P is literally the same thing. Range point A to point B. Once again, we've come up high and we have started to push down. We have taken out this low on the S&P and reacted pretty strongly from that, but once again, overall we are just overall bearish, literally overall bearish. So yeah, that's what we're looking at on the S&P and the Nasdaq. So that is literally it, guys. And like I said, these market breakdowns are just what we're looking at for the future on the higher time frame. I'm not getting into the nitty gritty of things, so just a quick overall for the week ahead and long term potential targets and stuff like that. So yeah, that is it. I will see you guys in the next one.